Hey guys, so today I want to discuss this flashlight. More importantly, I'd actually like to discuss the company that makes this flashlight. So a couple months back, I actually joined this Facebook group, and Facebook group is all about different kinds of flashlights. And I noticed there's a lot of people doing these Lego builds with old Surefires and stuff like that, which got me really interested in actually doing some builds using some old Surefire parts and stuff like that. And it led me down a rabbit hole to where I discovered this company called Malkoff. And so today, we're going to be talking about this little guy, the Malkoff MD2. Now, the reason I wanted to do this video is, like all things, especially when you're spending a good bit of money on a piece of gear, something like a flashlight, I tend to like to go through YouTube, trying to find some reviews, trying to find some people who are at least showing them off so I can kind of get an idea of what I'm buying. With this company, there's not really a whole lot of them out there, which is kind of sad. In fact, the only disappointing part I found about this flashlight was the fact that it took me this long to be able to find some information on it. So I decided we should do a video. So let's talk about this guy. From what I understand, the owner, Gene Malkoff, originally started making drop-ins for mag lights back when mag light was still using incandescent bulbs. And eventually he started to kind of merge over and started making drop-ins for old Surefires. And with that, he started also making some of his own flashlights, and this would be one of those flashlights. This can run off of a single 18650 or two CR123s. He advertises that you should be able to get 450 lumens and about an hour and 15 minutes at full output. If you're using CR123s, he says about an hour and 15 minutes, I'll get that full output, and then from there it's just going to start dropping down until the batteries are depleted. The body itself is going to receive a Type 3 anode, and with this you do have a couple of different options. You can get a granulated bezel. I didn't go for that. I just ended up getting a standard bezel. As far as the tail cap goes, you can get a tri-cap, or they do have a standard cap as well. Like I said, you have about 450 lumens. Now, the way this one is designed in terms of the tail cap, you do have momentary light if you just barely push down on it, or you do get constant on if you push it all the way in until you hear that nice little click. Now, I know 450 lumens doesn't exactly sound like a whole bunch, but I also tend to think we're kind of in this weird time here where the lumen wars that we're sort of seeing between different flashlight companies are kind of reminiscent of the megapixel wars we sort of see in cameras. You almost start to get to a point where you have to actually question as to whether or not you're actually seeing a good return when you're seeing these flashlights with, 2,000 lumens, 3,000 lumens, 4,000 lumens. At what point it does start to get to be too much. And in my opinion, 450 lumens is more than enough to be able to accomplish almost any task you'd need a flashlight for. Let's take this guy apart here real quick. So if you look at the threads all seem to be well made. Everything is nice and smooth. It doesn't have that gritty kind of sound. As I said, this has actually been bored out to 18650. Electronics down here are actually going to be fully potted. In fact, it's actually using an M61 drop-in. It's the same drop-in that Gene actually makes for his Surefire lights. With it being fully potted, this would be perfectly fine to be used on a rifle, anything like that. It should be able to actually handle all that vibration, shouldn't cause any issues, should do quite well on drop test. So yeah, that's the MD2. Like I said, guys, it really is a great flashlight. It feels well made. It's very substantial in the hand. If you get a chance, go check them out.